Wings Weekly, and today we're joined with the captains of the Aberdeen Wings. Of course, Will Hammer, Tanner Okeson, and Tucker DeYoung. We're going to kind of do this all at once, just kind of a group thing, and see if we can get some interesting answers from the guys and stuff, and some different questions. Well, it's some fun, but we want to talk a little bit about some of the games that you guys have been playing here lately, too. So let's jump right into that. A lot of overtime games here lately. And, some overtime losses, but you're getting points for those. It really feels to me like, and Coach Anselm has mentioned this before, that you're on the door, or you're on the step, knocking on the door, and it's just time to kick the door in. And it does kind of feel like it's at a turning point where something's building. Does it feel like that in the locker room for you guys, too? Do you feel like you're kind of headed in the right direction and some very positive things are happening?
Yeah, I think we had obviously that losing streak. And, I think we're slowly getting better. We have points in, I think, all the last 5 games.
Yep.
But we do need to find a way to close out games because it comes to a point where 1 point's not good enough.
Yeah.
And at the end of the season, they do add up and they do all count. So I think we're going in the right direction, but like Coach said, we just need to knock on that door.
How about you, Tanner? Do you feel like there's like I said, just almost like pressure building, like somebody is ready to explode and you guys are ready to take that next step, or or maybe there's some frustration from on not being able to take that next step? What are your thoughts?
I wouldn't say we're frustrated, but I mean, I think one of these games we're going to explode for 5-6 goals eventually because we're getting the chances. We're just not getting the bounces to put them in the net. So one of these games we're going to explode, I think. Yeah.
Well, it seems like it seems like when there was that losing streak, and it's something that I've talked with Coach Anselm about too, that it seemed like the level of physicality in the play was down a little bit. Then you guys come back last weekend and played Minot really tough. You get the home win here against them, and of course they're leading the Central Division. But then you go up there Saturday night, and again a very tough overtime game. That I think Minot, again being number 1 in the division, they had to feel like they just played a very good team. So how much of that would you attribute to bringing that level of physicality back into the game?
Yeah, I think we've been playing the body quite a bit more these past couple games, and it's been opening up more opportunities for line mates, and I just think it's a matter of time before some of those chances kind of start going home, and maybe we can get on a little bit of a roll here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it is very early in the season. You guys have played fewer games than everybody else in the Central too, so when you look at points, obviously that's something that we need to consider. Brookings is a very interesting team this year to me. They are much better, much more improved, I guess, from last year. They are a faster team. They're physical. They love to chip and chase, it was interesting, especially in the overtime period. I noticed that their speed, when the ice opens up that much more, it surprised me by how quick they are. I wanted to ask you guys about, obviously here in the 2015-2016 season, the overtime, we're going to the 3-on-3. What are your thoughts on the 3-on-3? You guys, do you prefer that, or is it kind of like, man, this just doesn't even feel like hockey anymore? It's pond hockey, or what?
For me, I understand why they did it. There was a lack of goals, and a lot of them were being decided by shootouts. Yep. So I understand that they wanted the games to be decided in somewhat more regulation. And so I think they've accomplished that. A lot more games have been ending in overtime this year than the shootout, as opposed to last year. We went to a lot of those. So I think they're accomplishing that. But yeah, it is a little different. There's a lot of open space, and so I really feel like each team's gonna get chances. I think we saw that last game. It's just who can bury the chance.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Will? Do you like the spread out ice a little bit more? Or?
I kind of like it. It's something different. I've never had a 3-on-3. I don't think any of us have had a 3-on-3 other than pond hockey, in the winter and stuff like that. So it's definitely different, but I think it's cool at all the space that you can get, and like Tucker said, I think both teams will get their chance. It's the first one who can bury it. So I think we got to take that step and bury it. So.
Well, and it's interesting because as a fan and watching the games, it is like I mentioned. There's so much more open ice that you can see so much more speed and passing and so on. And the first time we saw it was in Blaine when Cookie goes down and scored in the overtime, and that was the first time I saw it where I was like, man, it just seems like the ice is so much bigger. But fans love shootouts too, and a shootout specialist now, Tanner Okeson. What were you, 7 of 8 last year? I think on the shootout, and I had I don't know what. And again, what now? Is it 2 and 2 for 2?
I think he's 9 for 10 in his career.
Yeah,
that's amazing. That's amazing. That is amazing. 9 of 10 for your career in the shootout, and you have 1 move. No.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Yeah, it is.
Everyone in the league knows it now.
But you can't stop it.
No,
it's amazing. So Tanner, in a way, you kind of got to be bummed because you used to really shine in the overtime or in the shootouts specifically. So that you probably want to go back to having some more 4-on-4 and shootout time.
I mean, it is nice to go in the shootout once in a while. Been able to find the net a couple times this year, but I do enjoy the 3-on-3 overtime. It's fun as a player just to play 3-on-3. There's, like they said, a lot of open space, and yeah, it's fun to even be like a defenseman to get up and play. But you basically play forward when it's 3-on-3. So
Absolutely,
it's fun.
Well, so far this season, what have you guys, and we talked about, some of the challenges of getting up through that kind of losing streak and getting over the hump and so on. So far, when we're talking about other teams specifically, because, you've played them all now in the division, and I think that the level of competition as a whole has increased this year. What are your thoughts? What has been the biggest challenge? I mean, not only I don't care if you answer that it's a specific team that plays a certain way, or maybe as a whole, as a group, that you guys are something you're trying to achieve, that will continue to make improvements, I guess. What are your thoughts on some of the difficulties that you face so far?
I don't know. I think the division itself is just so much better this year.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any bad team. I think you see it every week. Like if you just look at the scores, every team plays every team tough for the most part. I mean, Bismarck beat Austin. What was it? 8-1, and then the night before, Austin beat Bismarck 7-2. You just never know how it's going to go, and I just think you can't take any game for granted. But for us, I think we just need to work on scoring goals. Because like Tanner said earlier, we're getting our chances. I mean, against Brookings the other week, we outchanced them so badly in first 2 periods. I think they're going to start going in, and when that happens, I think we're really going to be able to kick down that door, like Coach said.
Well, and it's interesting because in this division, everybody, it is so tight. And even though, if you look at the points, win-loss record, whatever else, you could look at the Midwest and they have Kenai River that's got 2 points. I mean, and one win and you're going, man, it is definitely the power, I guess, is much more distributed in the Central. But that's good overall because I think it makes you a better team when you're playing good competition.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, you guys are all three, captains, as I mentioned, or alternates. Talk a little bit about the duties that you have as leaders and some of the things some of the responsibilities that are included with that A on your sweater.
Right, yeah, so I've been here, this is my 3rd year here, so I know basically what goes on around the league, around the rink. And at the start of the year, it's important to show the new guys, the rookies, how to handle being basically a full-time hockey player.
Yeah.
We don't have anything else to worry about except playing hockey. So, it's a big difference between either playing high school or midgets and then coming to just play hockey for your career. So you gotta learn a few things, and we gotta teach them along the way.
Yeah. Well, I think that every one of us kind of brings a different trait to kind of the leadership core, I guess, as you'd say, and just showing the guys just how to play in this league. And it's way different, like Tanner said, than anything else. And in the games, we play 62 plus games or whatever, and I know the high school guys, the first years, that's way different, So just showing all those new guys what to do and how to act is a big part of what we do, I guess.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, how to act too. I mean, it's not even just that you're playing playing for 7 months versus a 2 or 3 month season. But then there is a way that the Wings expect you guys to carry yourselves and conduct yourself when you're in public and so on. And I think it's funny because you do notice some of the guys. I've always said that when we go into restaurants on the road and stuff, the waitresses will come to me sometimes and just be like, I just can't get over how polite they are and stuff. I'm like, well, that's because if they aren't, they're or if you're at a gas station and there's a bunch of you in line, and some young gal's trying to buy some gum or something, you guys are always let her go first, and just small things like that I notice over the course of the season and so on that some of the rookies don't really realize. And it is nice for you guys as leaders to kind of be like, okay, be conscientious of the public and the people around you and stuff. So I think that's really cool too. And again, that's probably very trivial and minor compared to a lot of the responsibilities that you guys have. But it does say, it does go a lot toward how to be an Aberdeen Wing, basically. All right, well, moving forward a little bit, we have a rivalry weekend coming up this weekend. Wednesday on the road to Minot. then at home Friday night against Brookings, and then Saturday against Bismarck. So an in-state rival, and of course Bismarck, everybody, we don't have to, explain to anybody what kind of a rivalry that is. But, lots to prepare for sure. And as I mentioned earlier, Minot, you guys have been playing them very tough. Do you guys go about preparing for a week like this when you've got 3 games inside of 5 days lately, and again, against some very good competition and rivals? Is there a way that you go about preparing it, maybe mentally, physically, or do you just kind of go about it as, it's just another day at the office?
It's kind of just another day at the office.
Yeah.
We all love playing games. Games seem to be the best part for, I think, everyone. I think everyone would rather play a game than practice.
Right.
But, yeah, but it is nice to play 3 different teams. With us only playing teams in the division this whole year.
Yeah.
I remember we had to play the Magicians 4 times in a row. It just gets kind of old after a while. So it will be nice to play all 3 different teams, and they're all 3 different teams. So it's nice to play.
Styles,
Yeah,
too.
different. Minot's hard. Brookings a little more shifty, and Bismarck, yeah.
You can throw it all out the window and just have fun with it when it comes to business. But and you're right, when you do see somebody 4 times in a week and a half or whatever it is, not only does it have to get frustrated, but you can tell that the tempers are up a little bit too. You're remembering that hit from the game before, and it gets a little chippier too. So it's kind of interesting. A little bit of variety kind of helps things, in that regard too. So obviously, this is my chance to make the plug to make sure that everybody comes on out to Friday and Saturday night here at the ODI Center to see the Wings take on Brookings on Friday and Bismarck on Saturday. And Friday, you buy 1 ticket at regular price, and you get Saturday's ticket half off. It's kind of a Black Friday deal, so make sure and take advantage of that while the special's good. Movember. You guys got the lip muzzy, you got the muzzy going on the little lip sweater. Who's got the best mustache of the team?
There's some good ones.
Yeah, Chatham has a pretty good one.
Yeah, Chatham has a meat
Chatham. I mean, Grant Dukas has a pretty good one. I think
Dukas reminded me of somebody who should be working on the long tour. That's talking Kevin out of his mustache.
I think Squatch has the best overall, just the ability to Gus to grow a beard. Actually, the rest of us try our best and produce something for November. But I think Gus is one who can actually.
Yeah, he's got the full man beard.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Well, I try, but I'm all white. Prematurely old, but I get old, so I don't shave. I don't go with the beard route. But I try to support you guys and go mustache for a week or so, and the wife said, "Nah, that's good." You know how that's what they say. Mom ain't happy, nobody happy. So. One other thing, when I talked to Gavin Tomei here 2 weeks ago, they told me that they are far and away the best at cool stick tricks in the locker room and stuff. Anybody care to dispute?
I think they're the only ones who kind of go out on a ledge and just try to show off their stick abilities in that sense. So
I mean, they are goalies, so I don't know if they're the best on the team with the sticks.
So, and coincidentally enough,
here
it is. Behind us.
Yeah.
I was just telling you guys about how you were bragging about how your cool stick tricks and you're the best. I don't think they agree somehow.
Hey, I'll prove it.
I think we might have a challenge.
I have to get after it here a little bit.
There's a camera rolling right now.
Oh yeah.
So, no, you're fine. That's why we wanted to do this kind of as a group, just so it's casual and laid back. We're not out to win any Emmys or anything, even though our production value has gone up dramatically. Anything else that you guys want to add? I know we try to keep these somewhat brief. I could ask you questions about when you started playing hockey and all those kinds of things, but I think it's a great opportunity for the fans. To get to know you guys as people and see your sense of humor a little bit and all those kinds of things, because it is difficult when you're just watching games, and you're with the lids on and everything, that you're not you don't get a chance to see all the interaction. But what is your favorite? I mean, obviously you talked about games, but you guys are also very involved, and I know that Will and Tanner for sure have come out and helped with our squirt teams with the Cougar divisions or the developmental leagues and so on. But you guys are also involved with helping out with the Special Olympics bowling and different fundraisers and things like that go on around town too. Does that give you a level of satisfaction or kind of maybe a gratitude when you are able to give back to the community like that?
One thing that's nice about Aberdeen is you are under the spotlight all the time,
Mhm.
and it is nice to be able to give back to the community. We have an amazing crowd that comes supports us, so I think it's just the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I wish I could make it to more things. I work at the YMCA with the kids every day,
Sure.
which is just a whole other thing. All those kids come watch the game, and you hear, "I can't believe you missed that shot." Like, I'm sorry. You know?
Beating you up.
Yeah, no, exactly. But it's the right thing to do to give back. They support us so much. And so it's just something we should do, and we do. So
Absolutely, absolutely. You guys, is that something to you for you two too? That maybe you kind of feel like it is a way of giving back because the crowd that lays it out there and supports you guys. I know the community as a whole loves it. Whenever you guys show up at an event, it's a big deal for sure. So
Yeah, it's always good to get to know the crowd on a personal level, and going out in the community is the best way to do it. So.
yeah.
I think that we're stuck in kind of a routine, just kind of being a hockey player, and to kind of get out of that routine and go help the community, it's kind of nice, and it kind of switches it up a little bit and get to meet like new people,
Right.
and so that's always fun. I really enjoy that personally. So.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, guys, I won't keep you any longer. I want to thank everybody for watching this episode of Wings Weekly. I'm Jay Kleinknecht, again with Will Hammer, Tanner Okeson, and Tucker DeYoung, your Aberdeen Wings captains and alternates as a whole, the leadership group. So thanks for watching, and remember to come on out Friday night here at the ODI Center against Brookings, and Saturday against Bismarck. You can get that ticket half price if you buy 2 on Friday night. And then, of course, Wednesday, we're going to be in Minot. You can listen to it on 94.1 The Rock and FastHockey.com.
It's Rivalry Weekend. Your Aberdeen Wings come back home this weekend to take on the Brookings Blizzard Friday, Bismarck Bobcats on Saturday. Check out the Wings Black Friday special. Buy 1 ticket regularly priced for Friday's game and get this Saturday's ticket half off. Tickets to the Wall Stop or all C Express Store locations. Skate with the Wings after Friday night's game. It's Rivalry Weekend. It's your Aberdeen Wings on the Brookings Blizzard Friday and the Bismarck Bobcats Saturday. Doors at 5:30. Puck drop 7:15 this weekend from the OD.